from Dublin. It is taking everything in me right now to not get into that bed. I just got in on a overnight flight, but to my body it's still like 3 in the morning right now. So yeah, I'm fighting the bed, but I just checked into my room. They were able to get me into my room early, which is nice. So I'm going to change out of my airplane clothes, and I have like a first tour in like an hour. So I'm gonna change and like freshen up my face and stuff, wash my face, brush my teeth, get settled just a little bit. I'm not really gonna unpack since I'm only here one night. And then, like I said, I have a tour very soon, so I gotta get going. I don't even feel like a human right now. I was gonna show you my outfit, but I'm like running out of time to get to this tour. Something about riding through Dublin in a taxi with the Cranberries playing just felt right. My first stop of the day was Trinity College. I had signed up for a student-led tour, and right away I was really struck by how beautiful the campus is. All these old buildings and paths, and there is an iconic bell tower standing in the center, and the tower features 4 carved figures. Our guide pointed out to us that each one represents the original majors that were offered here. That one is on the left is the legal, represents law. And there is a superstition: if you're a student and walk under the tower when the bell rings, you'll like fail your finals and you won't graduate. Naturally, we walked right under it, but our student-led guide did not. She walked around it, which I thought was really funny. And fun fact, during the summer, the student dorms are actually rented out like hotel rooms, so you can technically stay on the same block where Oscar Wilde once lived when he was a student here at Trinity. My favorite stop on the tour was the museum building, which is actually not a museum, but it's a building on campus that's still used for engineering and geology studies, if I recall correctly. And what makes it so special is how it's really tied to Ireland itself. The entire building, the inside and out, is a tribute to the island's natural beauty, both in the materials being used from the island and also in the artistic design, inspired by native plants and landscapes in Ireland.
So if you look on the walls, in between the windows, you'll see discs, kind of decorative discs, and in the middle of the disc you'll see red and green stone. The red stone is red Cork limestone from the southwest of Ireland. Anyone been to Cork? No? Oh, you should all go. You have?
We're going.
Oh, amazing! Get excited, it's the best county. That's where my dad's from. And the green stone is green Connemara marble from the west of Ireland. Anyone been to Connemara? It's also pretty beautiful, and that is an incredibly rare stone.
Wrapping around the building are these incredibly detailed stone carvings, and the crazy part is every single one is unique. No two are alike, and I just loved that detail and that level of detail. Did I mention this campus is beautiful? This may just look like an ordinary field, but it's actually the site of the oldest rugby pitch still in use. After the student-led tour, I explored the self-guided Book of Kells exhibit. The Book of Kells is a 9th century manuscript of the Gospels. It's renowned for its intricate artwork and vivid colors, and the exhibit leads directly into the long room at Trinity's old library, which, if you're a Star Wars fan, will feel instantly familiar as it looks remarkably like the Jedi archives. At the time I was visiting, due to some of the restoration procedures, the books had been removed from most of the shelves, but the library itself in this case is really the highlight, and I was just really glad that I still got to see it. And from there it was time for a snack at the nearby Fable Bakery. Okay, I had to move because I got too embarrassed because the girl was like wiping down the condiment bar where I was standing. Anyways, I got an espresso, which is definitely needed, and I got the almond bun, and I only took 1 bite so far, and I didn't get like a good idea of what it was like, so I'm gonna try it again. It's really good. It's like not like croissant, like it's not like laminated pastry. I don't know how to describe it. It's more bready, like a bun, which I really like. And conveniently, Fable is right across the street from Hodges Figgis, Ireland's oldest bookshop, founded in 1768. I picked up a couple books here by Irish authors as gifts for my sister. Back on Trinity College Campus, I stopped into the Douglas Hyde Gallery, which is a contemporary art space showcasing works from both Irish and international artists, and it's free to visit. So the design of the gallery space is really cool as a juxtaposition to the historic architecture of the rest of the campus. And honestly, the building is just a work of art in its own right. I'm really glad I stopped in here. So other than the part where I was at my hotel, I've mainly been in this like Trinity College area, since everything I've toured so far is in this campus. And then the bookstore and coffee shop I went to are really close by. But now I am going out to the Guinness like tour storehouse, I think they call it. And there's like a little area that I'm gonna stop in on my way that direction to try to get lunch. And I think it's an area called the Liberties, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to take the bus there. The Liberties is a neighborhood with roots in Dublin's working class history and is now a growing creative scene. I stopped into a spot called Space Jaru for an aubergine rice bowl, which is eggplant, and I got a kombucha to fuel me for the afternoon. Space Jaru's menu is Korean inspired, and they also have a lot of organic wines. The food was really good and was just what I needed to kind of help me get through the jet lag kind of feeling. After lunch, I stopped in across the street at Legit Coffee Company and grabbed an espresso and stopped into the Liberty Market and a few other vintage shops while I was in the area. I grabbed a bottle of water at Tesco and started the walk out to the Guinness Storehouse. I was standing here recording this alleyway because it's cute. And then I saw on this church, it says Rock and Roll Trail. This church was the venue where the Chieftains played their first live gig. Probably blocking traffic right now. Let me pay attention to my surroundings. I love seeing their like street art. I know that sounds so cheesy, but like every area has like a different style, which Kyle has kind of taught me a lot about. But it's really neat. These little like wheat paste or whatever are so cute. I think it's wheat paste. Yeah. I had to come see this one across the street because it looks like Oswald. On this Guinness property, Ireland's most famous export has been brewed since 1759. Aside from checking in at your scheduled ticket time, the entire storehouse experience is self-guided, though you can opt in for an audio tour. The tour is less like a brewery tour that you might have done at a smaller brewery, but more like an experiential, kind of curated space, actually really beautifully, that teaches you about making beer in general and Guinness's history. There's also a really cool exhibit about their marketing through the years. And especially being jet lagged and this kind of being my first day, I really enjoyed being able to do this at my own pace. Downstairs was like extremely overstimulating. Like I said, it's like Willy Wonka, I feel like, in real life. But up here is so peaceful. Like, I could take a nap in this room. And this is probably the best AC I've experienced so far in Ireland, is in this room right now.
Over here.
You know, I'm a Disney adult, so I had to find a train. It was the grain wagon to help move materials around the site once it started expanding. That is a small little cab. Each step through the tour brings you gradually up each floor until you get to the 7th floor for the finale at the Gravity Bar. You get to have a pint of Guinness there, or their Hop House 13, or even Guinness 0.0, which is their non-alcoholic draft, while enjoying 360 views of the city and the Wicklow Mountains. Although fair warning, it is pretty crowded up here, or at least was when I was there. So if you don't mind having company, you'll have a great view. I'm in the stairwell right now, mostly by myself, so I feel like I can admit this now. There's no way I'm going to be able to finish this and function the rest of the day. I'm about to leave, and I'm cracking up at all the like pints of shame of everyone else like me who didn't finish theirs. My final tour of the day was at St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is the national cathedral of the Church of Ireland, dating back to the 12th century. They do offer an optional audio tour, which I definitely recommend because there are a lot of statues, plaques, and hidden details within the space, so it kind of gives you more context to those. And this space in general was just the kind of place where every angle feels more stunning than the last, and I could not stop taking photo and video because everywhere I turned I was like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Also, definitely recommend if you're a stained glass fan in any capacity. Hello from my hotel bed. My phone died and I died. Let me mute the TV, sorry. I don't even know what I'm watching. It's like some sports person being interviewed. Oh, Tour de France, maybe? I think that's what it is. Anyways, so yeah, I came back to the hotel to take a little bit of a break. I did stick to like my schedule for the day, so I do feel good about the amount of stuff I was able to get done like in this day. It's a little bit after 4 right now. I have dinner plans with my friend Robin. She's my friend from Disney Instagram community, and we've never met in person, so I'm really excited to get together with her, and I'm very excited about the restaurant we're going to. It's called The Winding Stair, and it is what am I saying? It's a bookstore on like the first level, and then on the second floor, well, first floor as they call it here, but the upstairs is like their restaurant area, and it's really close to Happany Bridge. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that like pedestrian bridge. So I'll hopefully be able to get to walk over that either on my way to the restaurant or afterwards when I'm walking back. The other nice thing is that it doesn't get dark until like super late right now. I think like 10 p.m. maybe. But that's really nice since I'm traveling by myself. Like I can be walking home from the restaurant and it's like daylight still. I also wanted to show you that I'm eating a snack at the moment. I got the potato, cheese and onion potato chips, crisps, excuse me. Pretty good. The flavor, like itself, I don't know if I'm completely sold on the flavor. But sorry, I cannot talk. But the texture of these is spot on. I basically eaten this whole bag already, so obviously I'm enjoying them. And then I just got a water from Tesco. Okay, I was unreasonably excited to go to Tesco just because I always hear people talking about like, oh, we popped over to Tesco. Obviously that's a British accent. I can't do an Irish accent yet. Not that I can really do a British accent, but I do it anyways. But European bottled water, I remember this at Disneyland Paris also. It's very, I think it's because it's like mineral water. Yeah. So it's like you know, tastes like mineral water and has like a lot of like earthiness to it, and it's kind of like silky, which I guess is nice, but when you're used to like, I think American like super filtered like reverse osmosis water, this tastes creamy. Anyways, I'm fine. I'm gonna try not to take a nap, but it does feel good just to like crash, and then I'm gonna like wash my face and like freshen up a little bit before I go meet for dinner. I have not been doing a good job at showing my outfits today. The outfit I ended up wearing today was what I thought I might wear to dinner tonight, so now I don't know what I want to wear to dinner tonight, because once I change out of an outfit, I don't want to put it back on. I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to stop complaining, and I'll check back in once I'm ready for dinner, and I'll show you what I end up wearing. I know you can't wait to find out. Going out to dinner, I did fall asleep for like 15-20 minutes, so I'm just gonna take a cab there, but I did just keep the same outfit on, but you know, I like freshened up so I feel a little bit better, and I like redid my makeup. I'm just doing these little silver earrings. I actually kind of wish I had something a little bit dressier, but this is kind of all I have. Oh, I also have compression socks, like lines on my legs. That's embarrassing. And then I'm just doing these like little mesh flats instead of putting my sneakers back on. And of course, just like my green purse, and the room is a mess. So I'm going out to dinner. The carpet in the hallway is actually really cute. Dinner with Robin was really lovely. Her and I both have different food restrictions, so the winding stair was actually really great at accommodating our both different needs. Honestly, the only downside of dinner was realizing how much we enjoy each other's company and how rarely we will be able to hang out. After dinner, I enjoyed a walk over the Happany Bridge in the last few minutes of dusk. Good morning from Ireland, day 2. I did do my hair this morning, but you already can't tell because it is so hot. Well, I don't know if it's hot. It is so humid in my hotel room. I did sleep really well, unsurprisingly, because I was like exhausted. But this morning I am starting some of my like work activities for this trip. Well, not this morning, this afternoon. So this morning, it's about 9:30 right now, or maybe 10. I'm kind of getting a little bit of a slow start. I'm packed up though. So I'm gonna go get something for breakfast. I might try to pop into one museum I was interested in. It's the Museum of Literature, Ireland. And my understanding is that it's not very big. So I'd be able to do that. But it's also like not right around the corner. I would have to like take a bus or something, and it is raining this morning. So long story short, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but it's hot in this hotel room, so I'm trying to get out, get something for breakfast, and like see where the day takes me. Okay, we're saying goodbye to this room and this little view because I am going to a different hotel tonight. Ooh, it feels better outside than it does in here. Yeah, so I'm saying goodbye to this hotel room. It was very comfortable. This was the Dillon Hotel, and it's time to go. I realized I didn't do a fit check in my room. I'm just doing jeans and this like little sweater and these red loafers. I opted for breakfast at the hotel before I checked out, and I really loved this lobby bathroom at the Dillon Hotel. I think those vanity stools are just so cute. This was a really comfortable hotel overall with great staff and in such a nice, quiet neighborhood. having a very, I assume, what is a very Irish morning, in that it's just like endless drizzle. The Museum of Literature Ireland is a beautiful space, and it celebrates Ireland's literary heritage. The museum's located on St. Stephen's Green, and it houses a collection of rare editions from iconic Irish authors like Bram Stoker and Oscar Wilde. I would say even if you don't call yourself an avid reader, this museum is approachable and really enjoyable. And its crown jewel is copy number 1 of the first edition of Ulysses by James Joyce. Speaking of work, this is where the work part of the trip kicked in. So of course I didn't vlog much of that, but during some downtime over the next couple of days, I managed some solo time in the Wicklow Mountains at Powerscourt Resort. It was such a beautiful and comfortable hotel, and the views there were absolutely stunning. So I came into my room, I I actually took a bath, not a shower, because the bathtub is amazing. And then I rested for a little bit, ordered room service, which you saw. And now I want to go out for a little bit before it gets dark. So I'm gonna take my book and my rain jacket, or rain hat, because it's been a little bit like sprinkly all day. And then I put my Adidas on because I might like walk around like the wooded area. So we'll see. I have no words to explain how amazing these pines are. This place is special. I don't know what this little flowering plant is, but the flowers are beautiful, but I love the little flower buds more. It looks like a little octopus or something. It's so cute. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is. Okay, I just got back to my room and I'm cracking myself up. I still managed to find a hidden Mickey. I have to show you. You see him? Hey, Nick. This hotel also has like a shuttle in between this like resort property and like the little town that's close by. It's like a little village. It's tiny. It's called Enniskerry. But when I was in that shuttle, it holds like 6 people. And so this other family got in. It was like a mom, a dad, and like teenage daughter. And they were from, she said Southern California. And then she was like basically Disneyland. And I already had saw that she had a Loungefly backpack with her. And it was, I think it was Stitch. And the dad had like something Disney Springs on his shirt. And I was like, I like clocked it immediately. So I was like, oh, like in Orange, you guys live in Orange County? And they said yes. And then, so we were talking about Disney and I was like, I'm a huge Disney person and stuff also. And I was telling my coworker who I met on this trip that I had got together with a friend the night before. And she's like, how do you know someone in Dublin if you've never been here? And I was like, oh, well, I explained, you know, she's my friend from, I have like a Disney Instagram account, and like we met through like online a couple years ago, and we've just like gotten, you know, become internet friends, and now we're real life friends. And I just think it's funny because she's like, oh, do you have kids? Like, no, the Disney is just for me. And I think it's funny because there are more of us than we think sometimes, us being Disney adults. Because here I am in like the Wicklow Mountains in Ireland, and there's still like Disney adults here. And I love that for me and for us. Oh, but the Disney adults I bumped into here have not been to Disneyland Paris yet, and I wanted to be like, just go right now. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I think that was all I wanted to say. I am just rambling at this point and talking to myself in a hotel room by myself. So I'm going to probably call it a night. I probably will keep reading a little bit and maybe like have a tea or something. But my room only has green tea and black tea, and I don't think I should have caffeine. I'm sure they could bring me herbal tea, but I don't want to ask for another thing. So I will probably see you tomorrow. Monday took me out to County Kildare, and after my workday ended, I spent the evening at Carton House, which is a 17th century estate with expansive grounds. Admittedly, usually when I travel, I'm more of a city and culture focused person, preferring like museums and galleries versus countryside, but Ireland might be changing that for me. I already love Dublin, but these areas outside the city are breathtaking in a way that's really hard to put into words. Finished my workday in our office here, and this is actually my last night in Dublin, or in Ireland in general. So I'm back in Dublin proper, and I'm actually at the hotel I stayed in the first night. So I do have a different room, so I'll just do a quick overview instead of like a full tour, but it's really cute, so I wanted to show you. All right, little bathroom, hello, king size bed. And I appreciate that the AC in this room works a lot better than the first room I was in this hotel. Little TV, I love this lamp. Little desk / dressing table area, and a little table and chairs. And I really like this wardrobe in the hallway too. It's like glass doors with that like, I can't think of words. My brain is, I feel more jet lagged today than I did the day I arrived. And I'm like 4 days in now, so I have no excuse. But anyways, I really like this. So yeah, that's all for the room tour. I do have a work dinner tonight, so I probably won't be vlogging very much. But tomorrow is the day I fly back home, and I'll have a little bit of time in the morning that I might do some last minute sightseeing. Yeah, so I'll see you later. Oh, I should have shown my view, which is these two large windows, and it faces like the street that this hotel is on. The last room in this hotel, I was facing to the side, so it's very cute. I had some time before my work dinner, so I went on a walk through the neighborhood near my hotel. The work dinner was great, and afterwards I treated myself to a couple of half pints of Guinness at O'Donoghue's. For some reason, half pints are just easier to drink than the full one. I don't know why. I guess it's like girl math. But this bar has two sides, and each side has live Irish music playing, but like different styles, so I spent some time on both sides. Sadly, it came to be my last day in Ireland. I took the bus to Grafton Street for breakfast at Bewley's, and I did some shopping at Brown Thomas, the Disney store, and at the Stephen's Green shopping center. When in Rome, am I right? In my last hour or so in Dublin, I wandered around St. Stephen's Green, which I absolutely loved. It's the perfect size city park to me. It's not as sprawling as like Central Park in New York, but it feels bigger than just like a typical city square. But then it was time to head to the airport. But before I flew out, I did see this Keith Haring piece in the Dublin airport. My experience was that Ireland was the perfect mix of culture, nature, community, and some much needed solo time. Everyone I met was so welcoming and down to earth, and it's really a place I cannot wait to come back to. If you enjoyed this video, it would help me out if you give it a thumbs up, and I'd be so appreciative if you should decide to subscribe. I'll see you real soon.